Man.
Newsflash. Work is not the most important thing in your life.
Memo, your domain of work is the size of Jupiter.
Work is important, right? Work is important internally and externally. We get a lot of value from work. Work can be challenging. Work is nothing but opportunity. And for some men, we make it much bigger than it needs to be, which can negatively affect us. And it can hurt us as opposed to help us, and it can be detrimental. So we want to make sure that we are optimizing work, we're effective in work, and we're getting the most out of work by doing the components inside this domain.
It's true. And equalizing this planet, this Jupiter of work.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But there's some kind of rational and reasonable size this thing, like an inflamed prostate, can return to.
But the reason that happens is because what? Because men don't understand what work means.
No, they don't.
Right? They don't understand what it
No.
means, and they think it's the all-powerful, all-knowing thing.
How about this? No, you don't. You don't understand. Is that good?
What most men think is that work is everything.
All of it.
Right. And work is a means to something. It's a means, it's a connector that puts us in touch with other domains, which are also really important, like home, like money, right? Like other domains. Some work, maybe even creativity, work could be connected to that. So there's lots of meanings to work and what it does, but it's not everything.
And the proof to that is that if we're sick, there's no work. If our health is no good, there's no work. So we must come first. Our domain of self is first in the remarkable practice. And the remarkable thing about work is that it's not just work. You can just go to work, but there's a landscape, dimensions inside work, components.
You've got to look at purpose, team, drive, leadership, ownership, ethic, career, meaning.
And we're going to talk about them, starting with purpose.
Number one thing is this thing called purpose. Why do you go to work? What is work about for you?
Let's back up. What is our purpose? What is purpose? Why is purpose so important? So many men come to me and Mr. Jonas about purpose. What's my purpose? What's my purpose? I need to know my purpose. What's our purpose? I haven't found it. I don't know it. I'll never know it. I've got to have it. And we tell, the remarkable practice says, hey men, your purpose,
Your first purpose
with
work
is just to provide food, shelter, clothing every day, and transportation for some of you. Provide that for your life every single day. You will be doing your purpose.
Now, we're not saying that if you want to drive a Lamborghini, you shouldn't go for that.
Make it red.
Yeah, well, before you can get a Lamborghini,
Orange.
you've got to make sure you're taking care of yourself. I know men who have $10,000 a month car payments. And guess what? They live in a $3,000 a month apartment.
Yeah. So
Okay?
for you, men listening from us, understand your purpose and just do your purpose every day. It's in this domain. And if you wake up and say to yourself, today is my purpose, I'm just going to do my purpose today, you will flourish. You will do well. Don't take it lightly and don't let it be a monster on your shoulders of, I must know my purpose. What is my purpose? Just provide for your life, fundamentals every single day, and you will fulfill this number one purpose.
And when you have that done, then go and decide what your next purpose is.
Your higher purpose, which we will talk about later. But now we're going to talk about team. Inside your domain of work is something called a team. What is that, Mr. J?
A team are allegiances, are colleagues, are associates, are a whole bunch of
Strategic
people,
partners.
yes, allies who can help
Yes.
you be more effective
Yes.
in your domain, in your job, in what you do.
They amplify, multiply.
Yeah.
They share risk. They share reward. Exponential growth. Team. If the first thing you do is build a team, even build a team to find work.
You don't need to be in charge to have a team. You can build a team of colleagues. You can be co-workers. This isn't about rank or this is about creating a sense of teamwork with everyone
Right.
that you interact with.
Right.
Your customers could be part of your team.
Right.
It could be anywhere in your organization. Make it your team. Leverage
right.
them and be an asset and a value to them as
Right.
well. Be a team player.
Your gym trainer's on your team, your hair cutter's on your team. All of the people, your supports, your friends, they're on your team. Next component. It's called drive.
Drive.
And boy, do we have a lot of drive these days.
Yes.
Not. So what's drive?
Drive is what makes you get up in the morning, jump out of bed and say, I'm going to work. Yes. Let's go kill it. Let's crush it. Let's make it happen.
It's hard. It's painful. Let's go. You cannot hack drive.
Drive is connected to fire. If you've got fire in here, fire that's getting you up and excited, that's drive. Drive is the want, is the desire, is to put in the time and the energy to make your work productive, to get the results that you're looking for. You got to have drive, and if you don't have it, if you say on a scale of 1 to 10, where's my drive, and it's like a 4, and you're wondering why you're not more successful, there's a place to start.
And if you want to know what drive sounds like, listen to any great leader. President Bill Clinton always said it. People, here's the idea. We're going this way. Let's go. And when he yells, let's go, everybody goes. All leaders, great leaders, say, let's go. That's the drive, which is our next component, leadership. Are you a leader? Are you leading? Do you think about leadership? Do you want to lead? Who's leading? Right, Mr. J?
Yeah, you've got to be a leader. And again, leader's not about job titles. It's not about your position in the company. Leadership is how you conduct yourself in relation to all aspects of your work. Are you a master? Are you a craftsman? Can people count on you? Can you lead in your work? If you get an assignment, are you going to be the one who takes initiative and leads that to make sure it comes to a conclusion? Or are you going to wait for people to find you and check up on you like, hey, where's those TPS reports? No, we want to be the leader. We want to be the one who's out front, who's being the example and doing the best job so that we can get the recognition, the rewards, the promotions, the pay increases. All of those good things come from being a leader while being a team player.
And leadership is an inside job, and it's a choice. No one is born a leader. When I got my job at McDonald's, they paid everyone $5. They paid me $5. But I brought an attitude to McDonald's, and I would whistle, okay? And my whistling changed everybody's mood, so they paid me $7, okay? They're still paying them $5. And then I would point out things like, the toast is falling off the conveyor machine. They said, fantastic, Paul. Now we're going to pay you $10, and now we want you to go to all of our little McDonald's places and correct that, at which point they were paying me $20 an hour.
Is this how you became a French fry inspector?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. The whole
Fantastic.
McDonald's QC enterprise, me, because I brought a little inside leadership. You can too.
He's the one responsible for those really long fries they have too. That was Paul.
Until they told me, go to there and we'll pay you $500. And that worked too. So leadership inside. Now ownership. What is ownership, Mr. J?
Ownership in work means I own my job and my position, and I'm doing the best I can, and I want to do more.
And I own this responsibility, which is a subject. Owning responsibility means embracing responsibility, means responsibility is an adventure, not something that is a weight. Oh, God, I've got to be responsible. But when men embrace responsibility, that turns on adventure, which turns on courage, which turns on risk, and which turns on reward.
Yeah, ownership also to me means I'm accepting where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm owning where I'm at.
Yeah.
Right? And I am working towards something else. It doesn't mean this is it. I'm capped, I'm trapped, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
Right? It means, okay, this is my job now, and I'm planning and strategizing through my leadership skills, through my team, through all of it, to where do I want to go next? And owning my path, which leads to something longer term, which is another component called career, which we'll get to.
That's true.
But it's really owning the whole entirety of my job, not just being stuck in one position.
Said backwards, owning, not visiting. Many employees just visit. Oh, where's the pencils? And they just visit, and then they go home. Owners like, where's the supply room? Can I neaten up the supply room? Let me see what the supply room needs. They own everything. And that turns into leadership as well. Oh boy, your favorite. My favorite. An old 5-letter word that rhymes with picnic, right? Ethic. Work ethic. Who's got it? Who knows what it is? Who?
Often considered counterintuitive.
Yeah. What's your ethic, man, oh man, listening to us? Where did it come from?
Oh, it's easy. Profit at all costs.
Where did you
win no matter what?
Where did your ethic come from? Well, how old is it? What is your ethic? Who authored it?
Wait a minute, Paul. I don't get it. If I'm ethical, aren't all the people who are unethical going to beat me and get promoted? And
all the men before you in your family were doctors. You will be a doctor. It's our ethic. Go doctor. That's a work ethic.
Okay.
All the men before you of your family were hard workers. Get in that trench and work hard. That's an ethic.
Okay.
All of the men before you in your family were, we did a little work, and then we got some fancy food and went away. That's an ethic.
Okay, well, I'm talking about the ethics of, like, I'm in the this business where, we got to get in there and hammer the customers and get them to buy at all costs and say whatever we need to say to get the job done.
That's an ethic too. That's a social ethic. That's social conduct.
So if I'm in a place like that, and how do I not do that if I don't want to do that?
You pick and choose your place. You say to yourself, this is not a place for me. You say to yourself, my ethic says this. But the remarkable practice asks, where does your ethic come from? Did you choose your ethic? Did you design your ethic? Can you do it? Self-leadership is about saying, here's the ethic I want to have. Here's the ethic I'm going to have. I'm going to be a 9-to-5 guy, or I'm going to be a 60-hour guy, or a 30-hour guy, or a virtual guy, or a side gig guy, or et cetera, et cetera. So,
yeah, are you willing to stand for aligning your values, your ethic, with where you're at?
Right.
And if there's conflict there, maybe it's time to change.
Right.
Maybe it's time to find something that works for you by your choosing and your design.
Right.
That compensates you in a manner in which you deserve and earned.
And so the opportunity here and the remarkable practice here is like, what was the ethic of my family, the ethics, the work ethics? What is the work ethic I want? What is the man I want to be in my domain of work and with my ethic?
And how does my ethic align with the organization that I'm working for?
Yeah, right.
So it's internal and external.
Right.
And it starts with you, though. My ethic when it comes to work is I serve people, number one. I know that if I serve people, because I'm a coach, and my job is I help people get better jobs than they have, make more money to take care of their families. So I serve people. With that ethic, I can go and I can charge as much as I want for my services. And I will find clients who will pay it. Because the value in that is I know I will deliver results to them, and I will work as hard as I can to get them those results, and it has value that I determine what it is.
My ethic says my higher purpose first. My ethic secondly says I choose abundance. My ethic third says I serve. My ethic fourth says I improve lives. And as a coach, I follow my ethics, and I pick and choose my clients, and I pick and choose how I deliver everything, all of the content to improve the life and the experience of the people I'm with. And I follow my ethics, I protect my ethics, I respect and honor them, I live by them. Got it?
Get it?
Good. Now we're going to talk about career. Your favorite.
Career.
What is career? It's 2024. What is career?
Your career is a longer term view of what you're building through work, what you're building and creating. Your career is your reputation, it's your accomplishments, it's everything, the sum total of the accumulation of your time spent working and how it is reflected internally and externally. That is your career. That is something that men can be proud of, or they can not be proud of. They could be owned or they could be unowned. And to be in ownership in your career is to be always building and contributing to making that a better journey.
Tour and journey and adventure. And I must repeat, ownership of our careers is paramount. Otherwise, I got a job, I got a side gig, oh, this is my side hustle, oh, this is my thing, okay? A career is a collection of professional experiences. A career is a portfolio of professional experiences. And to not think any job or moment or event is not a part of your career is untrue. It all builds into this amazing adventure of professional experiences you can call career.
And a career is not a life sentence. I get calls every day, and I work with men and some women every day who are trying to make changes. They may have been in the same job or the same industry for 10 or 15 or even 20 years. And they say, you know what, I want to do something completely different. How do I leverage my skills and build this other career? And it's not easy, but it's doable. And you can do it if you put in the work and put in the focus, put in the energy, and you can sculpt it. And you can do that after 10 years in one place. You can do it after 2 years in one place. But a career is something that you get to build through choice, through effort, through determination, and through work.
So are we pro-career? Yes, we are. A career is a tour of adventure. It's a tour of professional experience.
Right, you weren't always a coach.
No.
I wasn't always a coach.
No. And did you hear what he said? It's a building. It's building a building. A career is ending up with a massive, beautiful estate of professional experiences. And professional is just measured by if they gave you $1. That's it. And so a career is something to cultivate. And the remarkable practice is to embrace this career and to use it as perspective. That if you are in the worst, pathetic, useless job, it's just a step toward the next. And it's a part of your career that one day you will brag about.
You want to know what a career is? Here's a career. I delivered newspapers at 13. I worked in a cheese shop. Then during college, I worked in a loofah factory. And actually at a Sears warehouse. Nice. And then after college, I got a job at a printer. And then after that, I got a job at an advertising company. And then after that, I got moved out to California to run an office for an advertising company. And then I changed jobs and became president of an advertising company. And then I founded an advertising company with a couple of partners and built it into a big company. And I had 300 people working for me, and we got bought by another company. And then I ran a couple other companies. And along the way, I said, I'm sick of working for these big companies, and I want to give something to people. So I said, I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to do this coaching thing. And so then I started to be a coach, and then I founded a nonprofit, and then we started helping men, and this is a career. This is what a career looks like. Yeah. It is not a direct line. It is not a straight line. It is up and down. And by the way, I made hundreds of thousands of dollars and millions of dollars, and I also made nothing at different times. So it's up and down and all over the place, and that's what a career is. It's what you build, what you create, what you want, and the remarkable practice is here to help you do that.
And look at me, I'm smiling. I can second that. And I'm thinking of the times I got fired. I'm thinking of the tight spots. I'm thinking,
get fired. Yes.
Amazing, amazing. Do your career, man. Just have an amazing adventure. Moving on to meaning. Why and what is meaning in our domain of work?
Meaning for me has changed so many times.
Yeah.
There was a point in my life where meaning was
having a job.
Was to make, having a job, but making the money,
That's
man,
right. Yeah.
was like how much.
Yeah.
There was a time in my career when, in my work, when meaning was, what's my title? The title game.
Right,
what does it say on my business card?
Business
VP, senior VP, executive VP. That was meaning.
Meaning.
And there's come a time in my life where meaning is about the work that I'm doing. So meaning is something that changes, but it's really important to understand what is important for you in the place where you're at to and decide. I hear many men who struggle because they're working to live. So there's no meaning in their job, and they're just paying the rent. It's challenging for them, but there's nobility in that, right? We've talked about purpose, right? That's important to do that. So meaning is going to change, and meaning is going to be what you give it, and the choice that you want to bring.
Meaning starts with us, and we can bring meaning to any situation, good, bad, or evil, and we can use it to grow.
Yeah, there's a really interesting relationship between purpose, why I'm working,
Yeah.
and meaning,
Yeah.
right? So purpose, if you think about it like this is why I'm working, food, shelter, clothing, or maybe Lamborghini in a mansion,
Yeah.
right? Meaning of work is what does either the work I'm doing mean to me, or what does it mean to others? What do I want it to mean to others? So there's a really interesting relationship there where you don't want to confuse them, but there's something there. So it's a different, I don't want to use the word meaning, but it's a different
understanding.
Yeah.
It's a different context.
Yeah.
And you've heard it 1,000 times. The miserable guy with his Ferrari and big house somewhere. It's all meaningless, and he had the title, meaningless. Promotion, meaningless. And he stabbed his way to the top, meaningless. So
think about every celebrity or rock star or businessman who seems like they have it all, and then tragically something happens to them. Where's the meaning, right? It's not about stuff. Stuff's great, but that's not meaning. That is not who you are. And so meaning is the thing that's going to get you through your successes and the times when you're not as successful, is the meaning that you give to your work and to yourself and to who you are.
So cultivate it as your secret weapon. It's just for you. Use it as you see fit. Use it to convert a painful, uncomfortable situation to, this is a moment of alchemy into my next step in my career. No matter how painful, dark it is, we can use meaning to convert it to this is my work, this is my practice to push us forward.
And when you bring all of these things together, that's the domain of work.
Yeah.
So once again, work is just not a paycheck. You've got to look at purpose, team, drive, leadership, ownership, ethic, career, meaning. Right? All of these make up this amazing domain of work, which is not the biggest thing in your orbit. It's one of many big things, like
10.
Relationships,
One
and
of 10.
creativity, and fun.
1 of 10.
And spirit and purpose, health and self and home. They're
So
all important.
Use these components inside your landscape of work.
Landscaper? You be a landscaper?
Be a landscape
Yeah, be a
inside
work
this domain.
landscaper.
We'll meet you under the eucalyptus tree.
Oh, yeah.